A Raisin in the Sun won for its author, Lorraine Hansberry, the distinction of being the first African American to receive the New York Drama Circle's Critics Circle Award. When we usually see the word being, or really when we always see the word being, we should be immediately skeptical, because being is one of those words that the SAT uses to make incorrect sentences a lot. But doesn't mean we immediately get rid of it. We just have to be skeptical and say, okay, if I look at this choice, is there anything better that doesn't use being? Or do we have to use being here? Well, let's just look at the other four choices first, and then we'll see if any of them are better than A. A Raisin in the Sun won for its author the distinction to be the first African American receiving the New York Drama Critics Award. Okay, so this gets rid of the being, but doesn't really do it so in a good way, right? You would win the distinction to be the first African American receiving. We really want this to be to receive as well. This is a question that's all about verb forms and idioms. And be is just not idiomatic. It's not what you would say given the words that you're using here. You're given the distinction of something, not the distinction to be something, for example. Let's look at C. A Raisin in the Sun won for its author the distinction of the first African American to receive the New York Drama Critics. So again, we need to, this distinction now uses of, but what is the distinction? Distinction is like an award, right? So we need this to be not a person, right? Because this is what it's being compared to, is the distinction of a person. We need to be distinction of, again, some kind of reward. How about D? The Raisin in the Sun won for its author the distinction that she had been the first. No, wordy, horrible, not good. The Raisin in the Sun won for its author the distinction that she was to be the first having received. Oof, wordy, worse. So all we're really left with is A, and A is actually fine. So here's a case where being is okay. Because when we have of, which is a preposition, prepositions need to be followed by nouns. So we need some kind of noun here, and being is the gerund form of to be, right? It's showing the status of being, right? So it's the distinction of being, right? The status of being, or of being something, right? The status of being the first African American to receive blah 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 blah. So here, being is actually correct. It's a gerund. It's being used in one of the few places correctly that you're going to see it on the SAT. So for that reason, A is the answer. None of the other choices make a better improvement.